You guys seem to really enjoy the very first alphabet squad builder we did in NBA Live Mobile, so I thought I'd bring it back to hopefully make a completely new lineup of players. We've got one wheel that has all of the letters of the alphabet in it. We've got another wheel that has all the positions, and we're hopefully going to be making an insane team of players from both of these wheels. So let's kick things off with the very first spin of the alphabet wheel to see what letter we're going to be starting with over here. It's looking like it is just going to be the letter G over there, switching between H and G just at the very end. But now we need to go onto the position wheel to see what position we're going to find a player who begins with the letter G, and it's looking like it is again just going to switch at the last bit to go to the power forward spot. So we got to find a power forward that begins with the letter G. So I'm going to go through all of my players. We are going to use past season players as well. We have of course got this 104 overall Kevin Garnett, who's looking absolutely crazy. Is there anyone that can top that Garnett? We got a Paul George at 101 overall, who's looking pretty good as well. Giannis Antetokounmpo as well, but we're going by surnames. You got Aaron Gordon over there, who is looking fairly good. Another Garnett card. I think I'm going to have to go with that 104 Kevin Garnett, not just because he is really high rated, but because I do believe he has the dunk package, which is going to be very fun to see. So we're going to stick him in, and that's our first position filled at the moment. I reckon he's going to stay at the starting power forward spot just because he is such a high overall player. So now we have to go back onto the alphabet wheel to find our next letter for the second player on the team, and this time it's looking like it's very close to G again, but it is going to be the letter H. So now if we go onto the position wheel to see what our second position we're going to get is, it is just going to be the center spot over there. So we need to find a center who begins with the letter H. We're going to go through all of these players again to try and find one. We've got not a lot of players that do begin with the letter H, which is quite interesting to see. It's not an uncommon letter at all, but it's looking like we're not going to find one in this first sort of row of players. We're going to keep going through them down into the 90s, the 80s now in terms of overall. We have got Al Horford at 87 overall. Is that going to be the best player we've got beginning with the letter H? I might have actually skipped past some people, but hopefully I haven't. And I think Al Horford is going to be our only player that we've got at the moment who is beginning with the letter H. So we're going to stick him in to the team. He might get demoted to the backup center spot. We'll have to wait and see exactly what other players we are able to get. But we will go back to the alphabet wheel to see what the next letter will be for our team. And this time it's looking like it is going to be the letter P. So let's go back to the position wheel to see what position we will have to get next. Is it going to be a repeat position, or is it going to be a different one? This time it is going to be the point guard. So we need to find a point guard who begins with the letter P. And of course, Chris Paul is probably the obvious one over there at 96 overall that we've got. We got another 92 overall version of him. We got Peyton the second over there as well. So I reckon we're going to have to go with that Chris Paul, the highest overall version of him. Don't think he's got much going for him in terms of a dunk package or anything like that, but he has got some pretty good stats, and of course that shooting boost is going to be slightly helpful as well. So let's go back to the alphabet wheel and see what we're actually going to get next, and this time it is going to be the letter L, a pretty common letter to go for. But what position are we going to have to find a player beginning with the letter L? This time it is going to be that center spot. So are we going to get a player that can replace that Al Horford, or are we going to find a player that is slightly worse than Al Horford? We're going to have to go through all of these players to find one. We got Kevon Looney over there. He can definitely go and replace that Al Horford. Kevon Looney is probably going to be the best player we've got. So we're going to go ahead and switch out the Al Horford, who is at the moment our starting center, and we'll put him onto the bench because that will work pretty nicely, having a high overall center than Al Horford. So he'll definitely go onto the bench because we can't not have him in the team, seeing as we have spun the wheel to get him. So we'll go ahead, we'll stick him on to the bench over there, and that's our center spot completely finished for the team. So let's go back to the alphabet wheel, see what the next letter is going to be. We're spinning it right now, and it is looking like it is going to be just about the letter C. And what position are we going to find someone who begins with the letter C? This time it is again just going to sneak to the small forward spot. So we got to find a small forward beginning with the letter C. So I actually haven't got any small forwards that begin with the letter C. I'm sure there has to be some. So we're going to go onto the auction house and see if we can find any that begin with the letter C. So it's looking like Norton's the only one I can really find, and he's going for a 26k over here. I wouldn't really buy him for 26k, but it's for the video, so why not? I've got enough coins, so we're going to use him onto the team. He's not the highest overall player by any means at all, but he is someone that begins with the letter C, and he's at that small forward spot. So we're going to go through all of these really good players to stick him in. Hopefully we can find someone slightly better than him to replace him and push him down to the bench. But for now, he is going to be that starting small forward. So let's go back to the wheel to hopefully find someone else that's going to join our team. And this time it is almost going to be the letter C again, but it's going to fall on the letter D. So let's go to the position wheel. We have slowly gone down all of the positions. We got 5 left to go ahead and fill, and this time it's going to be that power forward spot. So we're going to find a power forward that begins with the letter D, and immediately we've got Tim Duncan at 112 overall. It's between him and starting Kevin Garnett. We'll compare the stats between him and Garnett to see exactly who would actually start for us. You can see Tim Duncan has got the better stats. I don't think he's got the dunk package, but I think I'm going to have to start him in this lineup, because then that means Kevin Garnett can give his boost out to the whole team as well and just increase the overall of the team in case we come up against a really high overall opponent as we go ahead and play a showdown quarter. Hopefully that means we're going to get ourselves the overall advantage, but let's see what the next letter is going to be. Again, it's getting close to C and D, but it's going to land on D again. For the next letter, we got 4 positions left to get. We got 2 shooting guards we need to get, but what are we going to get? It is going to be that shooting guard spot. So we need to find a shooting guard beginning with D. Kevin Durant, easy option over there. 115 overall, boosted all the way up to 119 already, which is great to see. We got another one giving out the GOAT boost as well, but I think this one has got a slight dunk package on him, which is really fun to see. He's got the inside the paint ability, which again is really, really good. So we got 3 positions left. So let's go back onto the alphabet wheel to see what the next letter will be. It's looking like it isn't going to be C or D this time. It's actually going to be the letter J. An interesting letter for it to land on. We got 3 positions left to pick from: the point guard, shooting guard, and small forward spot. It's just going to land on the point guard spot just about. So we need to find a point guard who begins with the letter J. I don't think they're going to replace Chris Paul, but I could be wrong. We're going to see who we can find. We got Magic Johnson. He might actually replace that Chris Paul. We got 2 versions of him over there. Is there anyone else that begins with J? I don't think so. We just got more and more different versions of Magic Johnson to actually go ahead and select from. I think I'm going to have to go with this one over here, the 105 overall mint condition Magic Johnson over there. That is looking very good. We'll stick Chris Paul on the bench because, of course, he's got to stay in the lineup somewhere, and the bench is probably better for him than starting over Magic Johnson. So we'll stick him on the bench. He's giving out that shooting boost to Magic Johnson, which is going to be very useful. But we have just got 2 positions left to go. So let's spin the alphabet wheel to see what the next letter is going to be. And this time it's going to be the letter S just about. And the penultimate position we're going to get is going to be the small forward spot. So we need to find a small forward that begins with the letter S. Hopefully they're going to replace that Connaughton who is starting at the moment. We'll go ahead and go through all of these players to find the best one we can. It isn't actually looking that likely. We got a Smith Jr. who would be better than Connaughton. He's not amazing by any right, but it seems to be that S isn't really that popular of a letter. You got Sabonis over there at 88 overall. I still think our initial pick will probably be a little bit better. Now we're into the gold players already. So the small forward spot is kind of let us down a little bit. We're going to have to go with Smith Jr. if we go ahead and find his live pass card over there. And then we'll have to stick Connaughton on the bench because, again, we got to have him in the lineup somewhere. We can't not have him at all. So we'll find Connaughton and we'll stick him into the lineup as well. So let's go back to the alphabet wheel to find the last letter for our team at the shooting guard spot. It's going to be the letter M. So we need to find a player beginning with the letter M. We got McGrady over there. He's got the 3-point clutch, although it's not really going to help our lineup a huge amount because he is going to be starting below that Kevin Durant. But if we can't find anyone else, or we can't find a McGrady card with a better boost, he will definitely have to go into the team. We'll go back up to that Tracy McGrady card all the way at 115 overall. That is our most stacked position in this team. We had 2 115 overall players at the shooting guard spot. We went with KD over T-Mac over there. So that is our lineup for the alphabet squad. I don't know exactly what the lineup was last time around or exactly what overall it was, but this time we got the strategic medal on already. We've got ourselves a nice time to rise court from season 4. Some nice jerseys as well, at least ones that I think look pretty good. But that is our lineup at 105 overall. We'll go into a showdown quarter to see exactly what this team is able to do. Hopefully we can knock down quite a few baskets. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of multi-year team we come up against. Our weakest spot is, of course, the small forward spot, but a point guard, shooting guard, and power forward, and possibly the center are very strong indeed. We're going to try and score with everyone to make it a little bit even instead of, say, just scoring with one particular person. But let's wait and see who we actually come up against. So we have got a very even matchup over here up against a 105 overall team. He's got some really good players, I think, from season 5. Could be wrong about that. Again, as I said earlier, all of the seasons do sort of merge into one. But let's win the tip off and we play it over straight away to Kevin Durant, who's going to come through with that nasty one-handed slam. We're going to try and use that in the paint ability with him a little bit later on when his ability actually fills up and becomes available. We'll get the rebound there with Kevon Looney. We'll dish it all the way up to Magic Johnson, who's run pretty much up the court. We're going to go for the three-pointer. It's a perfect release and unfortunately just missing. Now, he's got a 115 three-pointer, so I'm a little bit surprised that he missed that shot over there. They're going to make the two-pointer with KD. That's the other KD I could have gone with. He has got that GOAT boost on him, which is great, but let's play over to Kevon Looney. He's going to get stopped a bit by Rodman, but he's still going to come through. Scoring with contact, boosted up to a 106, which is great to see. And Magic Johnson's going to get the steal. Can he knock down a three-pointer this time? It's a perfect release. There we go. We're knocking down the three-pointer with Magic Johnson. Even though it was challenged, he is still managing to make that shot. Curry's going to go for three, and of course, he's going to make that one a 106 three-pointer on that 107 overall live pass, Stephen Curry. We're going to play over to Smith Jr., our lowest rated player. He's somehow going to knock down that three-pointer though, an 86 three-point shot, and he's knocking it down, which is great to see. We've got the ball back off an interception, so let's try and find Tim Duncan because we haven't scored with him. We'll go for three, and unfortunately, he's just going to get blocked. I think that was KD just about getting the block over Tim Duncan. We'll have to try a three-pointer with him again, or maybe go in for an easier basket with him because he's better at the dunk. So we'll play it over to him, try and find his way to the basket. He's going to have no problem at all getting there and knocking down a two-pointer with that two-handed slam. It looks like KD has got his inside the paint ability, so of course we're going to have to use that one. We'll play over to Magic Johnson, play it over to KD, and unfortunately we just got out of bounds. I don't really know what happened there. I think I just moved the joystick a little bit too late on that one, but we'll try it again and try and get in the paint with KD. And we'll win the ball back pretty quickly off of the steal, so let's play it over to KD. We've got the inside the paint ability, and again he goes out of bounds. What is this? Curry's going to shoot the three, and he's going to make that one, of course. We can't leave him wide open like that, knocking down those three-pointers, but they've closed the gap to just 2 points. Hopefully we can get the dunk this time. There we go. KD is going to come through with that one-handed slam, which is a reverse dunk over there, using that in the paint ability that we got back in season 4. We haven't had an ability since then. I don't think we had one on a Giannis card that was like a mean mug or some other ability, but nothing like clutch or inside the paint or anything like that. It's always fun when we can use a card like that we've got in the game. KD unfortunately just missing out one, but we've got Tim Duncan on the rebounds, and he's going to finish off that basket. So we're up to a 4-point lead in the game. We need to try and increase that a little bit more if we want to get the win. They've got Steph Curry. They're going to play it out to Embiid, playing it back out to Curry. They're just wasting time a little bit. We double team Curry, and just about the ball goes out of bounds. So we've got 6 seconds left on the clock. It's not looking too likely that we'll get the ball back, but you never know. We might be able to intercept a pass or something. They're going to play it to Curry, playing it back out to LeBron. He's going to take the two. He's going to knock that one down. So we've got 2.5 seconds to knock a three-pointer down with Magic Johnson over here. We get the perfect release, and he's going to sink that one. So a 5-point lead. Probably not good enough to get the win at all, but it was a little bit of fun trying to get everyone on the scorecard. We'll probably won't win the game overall. So that is going to be it for the second Alphabet team builder in NBA Live Mobile. Let me know in the comment section down below if you've got any other team builders or challenges you want to see me do in the game. And if you want to go check out an insane franchise team builder I did in NBA Live Mobile, we spun a wheel that had every single team in the NBA. Go check out the video in the bottom left-hand corner, and I'll see you guys in that one. Peace!